welcome to Mind Your Business, a channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip. My gosh, I am so over and sick and tired of hearing Martell run his mouth about Mel. Is it just... it's been, 3 years? And you're talking about you're fine, you're good. It doesn't really seem like it, brother. It really doesn't seem like it. Well, guys, people, my inclusive crew, let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, basically, we pick up with, the couples are away on this trip that Nell and Chris Fletcher have arranged. We know that Keke is about to join them, and she joins during their team building exercise. Now, I thought their team building exercise was funny because, they were doing this whole trust thing. I thought it was out of order, mind you, that they decided to pair Mel and Martell together when Mel explicitly asked them not to do such a thing. But they still went ahead and did that. So obviously Mel didn't really trust him to drop into his arms, whereas I think he was going to try and trust and drop into hers. But, she went trying to catch him. So I just thought, you guys shouldn't have done that. I get the whole Tisha and Stormy, that's fine. But putting Mel with Martell, I just thought that was very messy. And I thought Nell and Chris should have done better there, particularly because she asked anyway. We've got Keke who, turns up and she's all full of beans and all, hi, everybody, guess who's here? You know what I mean? She's all full of beans. Everyone's looking like, oh, my Lord, what is this woman doing here? Her faces had me cracking up. Anyway, so she starts off on the right foot by trying to apologise. So she apologises to Maurice and Kimmy, for causing the big mix-up in their yard and, saying that it was in their home. And I felt like her apology was quite sincere to them. And she also extends her apology to Tisha for obviously attacking her with the drink and stuff and apologising to her. I thought it was interesting because Reese, was happy to accept it. Kimmy wasn't so, quick to accept. She was like, well, it's a bit late. It's been a month and blah, blah, blah. I just thought, Kimmy, just be gracious here. I understand you're a bit upset, but just be gracious. She's trying to turn a new leaf. And then when she explained why she was kind of late with apologising, because she felt very bad because obviously knowing that Kimmy's going through what she's gone through with cancer and stuff like that, she felt like she felt shame is basically what she was saying. To me, I took that as, she felt a bit ashamed, so that's why it took long for her to come and apologise. Anyway, it didn't look like Kimmy was too here for it anyway. But it didn't look like Tisha was too here for it either, because when Nell said to her, have you accepted her apology? She was like, well, I guess. She didn't really want to accept her apology, I feel like Tisha should just stand in her own shit and be like, what, no, I'd accept it. But she said that she accepts it and then she bops off, but you can tell she's upset about it. What I thought was interesting is Nell, who's getting emotional, saying that it's been weighing on her and she doesn't want anybody else to leave, and she was iffing and biting about inviting her and all this kind of stuff. And I just thought, well, Nell, you didn't have to invite her. Like, okay, Mel let her know it was happening. She didn't invite her. She just let her know and said, and that's another thing. I feel like on Twitter and everywhere else, people are trying to say it's Mel's fault. I don't feel like it's Mel's fault. I feel like if you see the scene that they showed, it shows Keke asking Mel how's things with the group, and she says that it's cool that Nell organised a catch up for them and they're going on a trip. They're going on a weekend trip. So then later when you hear Keke say, oh, well, I'm thinking about apology, I'd be happy to apologise to Tisha. And that's when Mel says, oh, why don't you just reach out to Nell and see what she says? So that's just her planting a little seed, yes, but she didn't really tell her to invite her. She's just saying, well, if you're looking to make amends and maybe reach out to Nell. It was on Nell to decide whether she wanted to, extend that invite. She could have just said, what, let's leave it to when we're back in Huntsville. But instead, she decided to invite her. So I feel like there's like a theme, because how is it people are trying to invite people to places and then uninvite her? Because now she's had a chat with Tisha and Tisha isn't happy about it. She's telling her she's got to leave. So I thought this is didn't they just do some marriage medicine? They tell somebody else, they tell Quad to leave. Okay, different circumstances. But I'm like, what's with invite people and tell people to leave? Like, I think that's rude. But anyway, Stormy piped up and said, well, she ain't got to stay here anyway. She can stay with us, because obviously Stormy and her hubby are staying elsewhere. So that was that. But I thought it was interesting that Nell was getting really emotional about it, because I felt like maybe it was production that are putting a bit of a pressure on her to invite her, because why are you getting all pressured about it when you didn't have to invite her in the first place? Anyway, that was just the minor parts of it. Let's just get into the big mix-up. So during this whole, Keke situation, it took a swift turn, a really swift turn. And actually that was thanks to Tisha. So it started really because of the question that Tisha asked Marceau. So once Nell came back from speaking to Tisha and was saying to Keke that she thinks that she should leave, Mel says, did Tisha, she asks the question, like, did Tisha say no to Keke staying? And then you've got Marceau, who then like chimes in and says, well, you know, Mel, if you knew that she was basically coming and you didn't let us know, basically that'd be a violation of the friendship. Then he basically goes on to make a point about, well, you know, there's two sides to a story, essentially, just like when you were saying to me, you know, that, you know, you've only heard one side of the story. It's the same, maybe you're just hearing one side of the story, essentially, talking about when he met up with Mel that time, and Mel was saying, well, you're only going off of one side of the story. So, of course, Martell being, you know, Martell, he hears that bit and says, well, what do you mean? Are you guys talking about me? And then, of course, you know, Martell's like, well, you know, ask Mel, basically. And, you know, Martell just goes off after that because, you know, he's on this whole, well, everybody's always blaming me and saying, like, basically, I'm the bad guy. No one asks whether she's cheated before, and then starts shouting at Nell. So, and, you know, saying that Nell and Chris, they do it all the time and everybody takes her side, essentially, is what he was saying. And it was just like it was just a Martell show at that point. Now, while the mix-up was all taking place, what was making me laugh was Courtney, because I thought, that is me, Courtney. I'd be the one like, okay, so nobody's team building anymore. He did catch me up during the whole mix-up. I was like, it definitely seems like team building has gone out the window. Now, this is the same Martell who just the night before was sneaking some woman into the yard to, you know, get his happy rocks off, and now the next day you're having a problem. Why? Because of a conversation that Marceau and Mel had that you're not privy to, and it sounds like you're the bad guy and everyone's taking her side. It's just like, just get over yourself. I thought you didn't care. You're standing up here shouting about, oh, well, I don't care about this anyway, I'm over it. Obviously Mel excuses herself, she goes, she's not interested in this stupid argument. Nell and Martell are going back and forth at it, and Nell's defending her perspective, you know, on why she maybe feels the way that she does. And you've got Martell just shouting in a woman's face, with his face himself. How are you shouting in a woman's face like this? I could not believe it. And I wasn't impressed. Because why are you you've been invited on this weekender. How are you up there shouting in your friend's wife's face, Nell? Now, Nell was definitely giving it back to him. She was definitely giving it back to him. And I said, yes, go, Nell. But Chris just up there like you're some damn mute. Chris should have basically said to him, look, yeah, don't talk to my woman like that. Simple as that. Who do you think you're talking to? How are you up here yelling in my woman's face? Are you mad? Have you lost your mind? Obviously, Nell can handle herself because Nell wanted to lick down the man herself with her little short self. She's happy to lick him down, chatting about she wanted to hit him in his mouth. Which I don't blame her. But I was definitely side-eyeing Chris because I'm like, Chris, I've seen you chat this man talking about, you know, watch how you chatting to my wife. And now he's in front of your face, shouting in your wife's face. This is a problem. This shouldn't be happening. You should definitely check him straight away. So I wasn't impressed with that. I wasn't impressed with Martell making it all about him and, oh, everyone's blaming him and Mel doesn't take accountability. And then you got Tisha, who asked the very question that kind of really ticked him off, which was to Marceau, which is, did you ask Mel what she did? I just thought, Tisha, just shut up. And actually, Martell just went off after that. It was like, that was it. That was like his green light to be like, well, yes, it's all the Martell hate train. And it's like, no. Like Stormy and like Nell said to you, you cheated on your wife first. So all this, oh, well, she cheated too. Once she's separated from you and she's moved out of your yard, it's not the same. It doesn't hit the same. You lot were together, married under the same roof. You decided to have your little coleslaw on the side every minute. And you've had it for a number of years. So you just need to sit down and be quiet and stick a pin. The audacity of this man, it's just disgusting. He's really a mess. He's a hot mess. So I like that Nell told him that he's a typical narcissist. I was like, yep, get to it. And he's still chatting rubbish. You know, talking about when she's going to go and stay at the hotel, having her meantime, what was she doing? I like that Mel made it quite clear. I love that Mel came back and was like, right, let's get to it, okay? Anything that he tried to throw out there, she had an answer for. And I was like, that's right, Mel. Let him know about the fact that you wanted your me time, which is quite normal for a busy mother. Nothing wrong with that. Now you want to turn it into something salacious because you were doing that. Again, like you said, you were projecting because you were cheating. So you were projecting your shit onto her. And then what I like is that, you know, you've got Nell saying that basically Mel has never asked her to pick sides, whereas Martell always wants him to pick sides. And you can see that. And then you've got someone like Tisha trying to pipe up to defend him. Oh, well, he's never asked us to pick side. He's always just said, you know, right is right, wrong is right. I just thought, just shut up as well. You just be quiet. Let Nell and let Martell have their little conversation. Like, I feel like Tisha pops up at the wrong time because I feel like she's still got a bean and bonnet about Mel. Even though she's acting like she's moving past it, she always will go against Mel. I feel like Stormy was right. Stormy kind of, Stormy's not the biggest fan of Mel at the moment, but she was definitely right, letting him know that you cheated first, love. You cheated and you set the ball rolling. You stepped outside of your happy home and decided to do all this nonsense. And now you are reaping what you sowed and you don't like it. And that's what annoys me. Tisha annoyed me during that period. And so did Kimmy. I feel like Kimmy was also trying to take up for him. I just feel like, no, Kim, you be quiet too. And Kimmy's one of my faves. So I'm like, Kimmy, no, stop it. Because you're starting to drop down on my favourite list at the moment. I'm not liking it. I'm trying to keep you up there, girl. Keep your mouth quiet when it comes to the man. Because especially with your history, because wasn't your husband now separated from his then wife? So what you can't say a word, I should think, because didn't you start seeing him when he was separated? So just stay out of it. Stay out of it. Be cute. Be sweet, but just stay out of the shit. It just pissed me right off, that did. I just thought, no, Kimmy, don't do it. Yeah, you pissed me off lately. You just need to stop. But anyway, Mel did admit to moving out and getting her apartment and spoke about she went to go and see lawyers and she went on a couple of dates as well. But she moved out. As far as she's concerned, she was already separated and she was not with the man no more. And he was the one who obviously went and cheated on her for how long, how many times, how many years. And then you come back with an outside baby. Like, come on now. Come on. He just can't own his own shit. He acts like he takes accountability and he's good. You are not good. You're shouting at people. 3 years later, you're still trying to make a point that she cheated. It's very tit for tat, your behaviour. And it's really sad to watch as a grown man that you can't just sit in your shit and be like, you know what, I did start this ball rolling and I really fudged it up. Simple as. Like, simple. I just find it really disturbing. Anyway, it was a lot of back and forth and arguing, but eventually you got Chris who managed to kind of pull it back and everyone kind of calmed down. But Martell was definitely going off. He was going off on Nell, asking her if she cheated on Chris when they had their split because he cheated on her, trying to compare his mess to Nell. No, you don't do that. Nell is what she is who she is. Mel is who she is, okay? You went out and had an extra child. Okay, well, I don't know what Chris and Nell's situation is, but that's their unique situation, and so is yours. So all this comparison, it's a weakness. It's a weakness. And then you've got Mel also actually going to Tisha to pull her aside because obviously Marceau let her know that Tisha was upset and felt kind of like, what did she say? Now, Tisha made me laugh when she went off crying about Keke. What is she talking about? I feel betrayed. Hello, woman. Can you please use the right words? What are we doing? Because I thought, did I hear that wrong? And she said it again. She goes, I feel betrayed. I said, no, honey, don't you mean betrayed? Oh, Lord have mercy. Get it together, Tisha, please. Anyway, Mel, now Marceau's let her know that, Tisha was upset because, while this whole argument's going on with Martell and, Mel goes off into the kitchen to go and have her food, whatever she's eating. Marceau's, trying to call her evil, and they actually have a conversation, well, a mini one, and clear the air a little bit around Tisha, and she said that she didn't invite Keke, which is true. You can see she's actually told her about it, but she didn't invite her. It's not her event to invite her. That would be on Nell. So it's because Nell threw Mel's name in. But all Mel did was let Keke know that it was actually happening. And when Keke said that she wanted to apologise, she said, well, maybe reach out to Nell. That's it. So she explained that to Tisha. I don't know if Tisha got it completely as that, but, she got the point that she didn't actually invite her. So they cleared the air on that kind of. Anyway, so after all the back and forth business, Chris says that they're all going to go horse riding. Now, I thought that was a really nice little scene, seeing all these black people on horses. Obviously, I'm in the UK, so that's not a regular scene for me. So I thought that was really cute. I like seeing everybody on horses. Obviously, Kimmy didn't do it because she's got her fear phobia going on, so she didn't do that. But she walked with the therapist, had her own little chat. But later on, it was interesting because then they had their dinner and then they decided to meet with this therapist to do group therapy. The therapist was definitely good because she definitely clocked onto the tension in the air. And then Nell decided to start explaining the situation and how they were doing team building and how it went left, basically. The therapist asked Keke about, how does she feel about turning up and how does she feel like it would impact her cousin and, her cousin's husband. And Keke was just, was saying basically, she feels that she came, she did the right thing, she apologised, she did what was right on her part, and she can't force nobody to accept her or to accept it or to, be gracious or to, in whatever way they want to act. So I thought, okay, that's fair, but she just seemed quite defensive. Stormy made me laugh because she piped out saying, I feel like she came with good energy, showed up correct, but the past keeps getting thrown at her and, you can't really move forward with that. So I thought that was a good point to make, but if it was interesting, because I wouldn't have said that her vibes were kind of positive, but at the same time not so positive, because how is Keke now saying that she feels rejected, but in the next sentence you're saying that you apologized, but you didn't mean it. You apologized for your actions, but you're not sorry you did it. Well, please, there's no point apologizing, is there? Because it makes no damn sense, woman. Now, Keke, I just think it's a ridiculous statement, the most ridiculous statement to hear, because you're saying you feel rejected about, not being able to be on the trip, and I get that. 'Cause I think that is a blatant rejection to be told to go back when you were invited. I don't think Nell should invite you in the first place just to do that, because I think that's kind of mean, just like on Married to Medicine where they're sending Quad back. Anyway, I think that's mean and unnecessary. You didn't need to do that. But I can understand her feeling, rejected. But I can also understand Tisha feeling away too, because, it's her cousin. This is what's happened. Her cousin's threw the drink in her face, embarrassed her, chatting her business as far as she's concerned. So there's a lot there that they need to communicate. And I feel like Nell was right in saying that actually everything that takes time, and Keke and Tisha definitely need time, because, look at Mel and Tisha. They weren't getting along for a long while, and now they are communicating a little bit better. So yeah, I do feel like it does take time. But Keke is a hilarious woman, because how are you going to come up all this way talking about you want to apologise to a woman? You apologise, and then when you're in confessional, you're chatting about you apologise, but you're not sorry. What the hell? Okay? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. I just thought, does she actually think this is going to sound good? Because this sounds absolutely crazy. What do you mean? What on earth do you mean? It doesn't make no sense. So I'm going to lick somebody down with my car and say, I apologise for my action, but actually I'm not sorry that I licked you down in my car. What? Why are you sorry for? What are you saying here? Does it make any sense? No, it doesn't. So yeah, that one just left me slightly baffled. But it was an interesting episode. I feel like Martell needs to get over himself and grow up and just stand in his own truth. Let him sit in his own accountability, because everything's got to be like, well, Mel did this and Mel did this. It's very high school. It's very like, tit for tat. When you were the one who started and you're the one who ruined your family. Just deal with that part. I'm not saying that he has to be condemned forever, but I feel like you cannot be trying to, throw somebody else under the bus when your shit isn't clean in the first place and you were the one who caused it. Like, just be quiet. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you create a whole collision and then you want to start trying to talk about the person who was at the back. No, you created the collision in the first place. Like, let's own your stuff. So, yeah, it just doesn't make no sense to me. So, I find him particularly irritating and not own his stuff. I think a lot of the husbands in the show are a little bit irritating. You've got him. Obviously, Maurice, I feel like he needs to do better with Kimmy, but Kimmy lets him get away. I don't understand. I feel like she has this thing where she needs to be saving the men, just like she tried to save Martell. She also tried to save Maurice at dinner. I'm just like, no, Kimmy, let them take their L's. And the same for Tisha. She's Tisha doesn't like, she's always hiding whatever her man's got going on. Anyway, I thought that a show was interesting. It was definitely drama-filled. I do feel like Keke being there definitely created a lot of this tension. But it wasn't solely her fault that it went left. I feel like she tried to, apologise and try to move forward. But it was once Tisha said to Marceau, oh, did you ask Mel if what she did too, or whatever her words were, that started off Martell. And it just turned into the whole Martell show, as we saw. But by this point, you think that he'd be over it, wouldn't you? But it seems not. But he needs to get over it. I find it really disturbing that he's not. But anyway, guys, what do you think of the episode? What do you think of Martell? Don't you think he should be over it by now? What do you think about the whole thing with Keke? Do you think it was her fault he went left? Do you think she should have left? What do you think of it all? Let me know your thoughts below. Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.